How did you afford two Z's? Any side hustles? Well, I was able to get this one, sold the supercharger and my tax return. Did get a better job. The automatic Z I was paying $278 a month for, so it was barely even a note. But also, whenever I got this Z, I was selling my automatic Z. I could afford both, but I was selling the automatic Z to my best friend Angel because he needed a car. He wanted a Z, and I'm like, well, what a great opportunity. Z was gonna be like his first payment, like first everything for him. So figured I'd help him out, give him a cheap note, and now the car, he owns the automatic now. So congrats to him. But I just figured I'd help him out, and I'd still get to see the car around, and plus it'd still be on the channel. I have a regular job just like everyone else, and then YouTube was helping a lot. So, but no side hustles really other than just YouTube. I did have two jobs for a while, but now I just have one job, so just more free time. But yeah, that's how I was able to, I guess, afford both. I could afford both because I did have two jobs, but I sold the automatic one to my best friend Angel whenever I got this one. If you want a 350Z DE to make 400, you're gonna have to boost it. I don't know how long that's gonna last you because I've heard like that's the motor's limits. Just boost it. You're not gonna get that NA unless you spray it, but if you wanna make a 350Z 400 horsepower like DE, boost it. Thoughts on the new Z? I love the new Z. I think it's great. I'm glad they finally did it. I knew what it was gonna be like 2 years ago whenever I saw that they had the 370Z going around the track, and it had a bunch of it had like 4 holes in the bumper. And I'm like, why does it need all that extra cooling? Like, probably turbocharged. So I already knew it was coming, and I'm very excited about the 9-speed. I already knew they were doing the 9-speed before they even showed it because of the leaks. But yeah, I'm really excited for that car. It should definitely be right there with the Supra, maybe a little bit faster with full bolts on E85, just because of the ninth gearing. So it'll be interesting. Definitely will be a mid 9-second car, maybe low 9s, because I know the stock turbo Supra record is low 9s. So the Z should be right there with it, and it is lighter than the new Supra, so should get low 9s. We'll just have to see how well it does. I think it slicks. Not for a long time. I mean, I'm not worried about that till this car's boosted. So this car probably won't be boosted till hopefully around this time next year. Not exactly sure yet, but not till I'm boosted. That's when I'll get slicks. Best Z clutch for over 600 wheel. Actually, I don't really know because I haven't really looked into that yet. I would recommend just go look at Z1, like go look at their store, and they can definitely tell you the best clutch to get, or you can contact Soho Motorsports and they'd be able to tell you the best clutch. So, but I personally don't know because I haven't even looked at that yet. Where did it all begin for me? I had a BMW, and I was tired of it being unreliable, so I decided to get a 370Z, or finance my first car, which was the 370Z. And then I decided I'm gonna make a YouTube for my 370Z and just document my journey and just see what happens. And here we are today. So that's kind of where it all started for me. I just bought a car, started making videos, documenting it, trying to help people out, and this is where it's gotten me. So not too bad for a little 2-year journey. And also, like, my first goal was just to get a 370Z. Like, that was my goal. I was just happy to have one of my dream cars. So, and then I guess the second goal was to boost it, and then I was able to boost it a year later. So I guess those were my 2 main goals with the car, was get the car and then boost it. Favorite mods for the Z, any you regretted? Favorite mod was probably the Tome, or the supercharger, of course. Any mods I regret? Okay, buying the Rev 9 single exit exhausts, because I mean, I was on a budget, I just wanted power, but if I just would have waited, I would have saved money and got the Tome. But I guess that would just be my regret, is just like buying mods, like NA mods, whenever I wanted to boost the car in the first place. But with this car, I didn't have to buy any of the mods that are on it. because I just took them all off the old Z. Max horsepower you could expect from a G37 7-speed. That depends if you're boosting it or not. Okay, I guess I'll just try to answer both. If you do NA, like 350 wheel probably, or maybe like anywhere from 350 wheel to like 370 wheel. It just depends on your mods if you're doing NA, and that's not nitrous. If you boost it, the max you'll probably see on auto is like probably 600 wheel if you keep the torque down, but you need the torque to be under like 450 wheel. 450 wheel torque's the max on the autos, but even then you want it under 400. So I would say probably max, like realistically, like 540 wheel if you boost it, and like that's daily drivable. But I mean, obviously you can get a lot more on it, but just aim for 500 wheel if you want to keep it safe, and that's boosting it. NA, it don't matter what you do, NA, you ain't gonna break it. Worst thing about the Z in general, I would say the interior. The interior is pretty outdated on it, so I mean it's simple, but I mean it's pretty outdated. So I would say that's probably the worst thing about it, really. Or the plastic, like how it rattles. That's really annoying, actually. Now that I think about it, is the rattling that goes on with the car when you do exhaust and everything. So that's probably the worst things about it, is the interior and the plastic. But yeah, other than that, not really too many bad things about the car. Any other cars you want besides the Z? Yes, I want a C6 Corvette LS3 bad, or a C7, but that's too expensive. I really just want a C6 Corvette really bad. I was debating on getting that over this car, but I wanted to get this car for the channel. So a C6 Corvette would be nice, or a 6th gen Camaro SS would also be nice. But I really like a lot of other cars, but Corvette's definitely the next car I really want to get. How much for the Z's? I guess I don't know. Well, payments. The other Z was $278 a month. This one is $459 a month, but I'm about to refinance this one. And the Auto Z I got like 2 years ago for $17,000 with 64,000 miles. This one I got for $24,000, and obviously the market was bad, but can't really do much because I needed a car. And this one had 58,000 miles, but it was also the sport package, so it had more things going for it than the Auto Z did. But couldn't really do much about it. Kind of had to buy it anyway because I didn't want a base, and I wanted a manual, and I wanted the sport package, and it was just getting hard. I was looking and looking. It's just getting hard to find the right one. So I didn't mind paying a little bit more just for a lower mileage Z with the package that I wanted. Should I go ISR long tube headers? Yes. There's nothing wrong with them. Get them. Why are used cars in Beaumont and Houston area so expensive? It's because the market's bad right now. Because of the pandemic going on and everything, and the inflation. So it's just not the time right now. It's really not. And I don't know when the time will be, but I don't know. It could get worse or it could get better, but it's just not the time, and the market's just bad right now. So that's why everything's so expensive. Plus, like those little chips, the chip shortage that's been going on for a long time, that's not helping either. So it's just not the time to be buying like anything car related right now. What are my goals? I mean, pretty simple. Eventually be able to just buy a nice house, have a boosted Z, have my Corvette, and maybe a GTR. That's about it really, but that's all I want, is just my cars and a nice house. And I guess a long term would be to learn how to tune. I would love to learn how to tune eventually. Just kind of nervous about learning because no one really teaches nowadays, and then learning yourself is a big risk because you can easily blow up your own car. So that's my goal, is I would love to learn how to tune and start my own tuning company and just be successful, just like how Soho's successful, admintuning successful, Z1, like all of them. I would just love to be successful like them. So that, and I'd be working for myself, own hours, doing something I love every day. So that would be a goal for me, is just to become my own tuner, or even like just work for one of them would be pretty awesome. Am I getting the new Z? Probably not. Can't afford it, and I know they're gonna mark it up like crazy. Maybe one day I'll get one. The only way I'll be able to get one is if like YouTube just does really well for me, and like I don't know, I get like 50,000 subscribers and the channel's just doing really well and I'm making a lot of income off of it. That'd be the only way I could just get it out of nowhere. But other than that, I don't see myself owning it anytime soon. What cars do you like to race? Like driving? I mean, it doesn't matter. Like I'll drive any car. If you're talking about like racing another car, like it really doesn't matter to me. Like it's all for fun. I don't really care what it is. It's just all for fun. I mean, it's anything that would be a close race would be fun. So I mean, like mainly I like running against V8s. Like V8s are fun to run against because it's pretty impressive seeing a V6 beat a V8. That'll never get old, especially a naturally aspirated V6. So I guess I would just like saying I like running against V8s. And the last question is, what's the quickest horsepower car you can hang with? I guess whenever I was boosted was Hellcats and Z06s, C7 Z06s. I was able to beat both of them when they were stock. So, but like when they were modded, they would beat me. Like the Z raced intake exhaust only Hellcat, it beat it, but like on the top end, like from 60 rolls, the Hellcat would pull away at like 130. So, but that's basically where the Z's done. So, I would say like the quickest cars that the Z was able to hang with was like 700 wheel horsepower Hellcats. So anything like the 700 horsepower-ish range. I mean, didn't really get to run that many things, sadly, but anything that was like in the 600 to 700 horsepower range, it was able to stay right with it. Right now, with it being NA, the quickest thing the auto hung with when it was NA was a GT350, and those are 525 horsepower. And there's a video of the NA, or there's a video of the Auto Z running against the GT350, and they were dead even for like 2 full gears, like from 40 rolls, and the GT350 wouldn't start pulling away till like late, like till like over like 100. So that would be the quickest thing I'd say the NAZs hung with was a GT350, a stock one. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this Q&A. Thank you again for 20,000 subscribers. I'm very thankful that we've come this far, and I do appreciate the patience that you guys have had. I'm sorry the channel's been like lacking lately. Just haven't really done much to the car. Just life happens. Everyone goes through life. Things happen. So just trying to make smart choices right now and not get into debt with the car right now. I'm just trying to financially just be responsible and smart, because eventually it'll be worth it whenever we can put all the money into the Z and boost it. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.